Okay, so I want to talk about a few things in this particular higher MMR game that would be applicable to most of you as a VOD review. Because, you know, we have a lot of varied elos. A lot of the iron and bronze, some other people as well, request their coaching done off stream. And that's fine because, you know, that's a person's prerogative. But on stream, we tend to get an influx of, what would you guys say, silver, gold, platinum, right? Sometimes diamond, and sometimes lower. But in these Master Tier games, there's a lot of fundamentals that have to go well, or they will struggle to win the game. And this isn't just for jungling. This is, of course, everything. Let me just zoom out. Did it work? Did it work? There we go. Right. I have chat up. Right. You reckon Warmog's on Zach? Yeah, but I'm not a fan of Warmog Rush. So, what do you think the game plan here is for a Volibear versus Kha'Zix? As a Volibear, I love Kha'Zix because, well, you love anyone almost, because you can invade and squash. In fact, I can invade and squash a Kha'Zix as Zyra, because they get low enough. So I feel like I went through a few, high diamond, low master, just to look to see if they adhere to the challenger principles, and some don't. And honestly, a lot of it's to do with laziness. Myself included. Like leaving a ward here, going back to get a scanner. They're kind of stopping the invade. You've got him watching the entrance, him watching the entrance. But you have no real clue, right, where the Volibear is actually going to start. So, the nice thing about Volibear is it's a little bit more predictable. Now, I know people like to go for this red into Krug's clear. And I'm going to be releasing a video tomorrow talking about the downside of this red Krug's Raptors clear. How you can punish it a little bit if you are something like the Volibear. Because now he didn't take a leash, so you actually don't know straight up. You see the ping come through. You don't actually know straight up where Volley started. So you have to be very cautious here. That's why I like the idea of if you're not going to go back and get a ward or a scanner, and you're going to do a 3 camp, I like the idea of leaving a late ward here, right? Classic farming strategies. We leave a ward here at 1 minute, go down, do our red, and then at least we can see if the Volibear is going to invade. It's unlikely, to be honest with you, but I would still want that kind of protection. So I don't really see the point of not having any protection, because this is a good ward here. You see. Now I don't know if you're going to see this in your games, but it's very important to watch. Like if you're basically farming your jungle, the point is we're looking very much at the Kha'Zix and we're talking about Volibear. We're talking about the jungle matchup. But that's not all we have to look at, right? You need to watch this, because this is huge. And you can see this in your game, right? That's not something that can be that you kind of go, oh, I didn't see it. She was on the whole screen, the screen the whole time. She walks down. These are the things when Ellis says spam your F keys. This is what we're looking to do. Yeah? Look at this while you're farming Krugs. You don't really need to stare at them. Well, they're mid-air. That's a nice jump. It's good air. Look at that. Yeah. Very nice. Nice flip as well. You know, we can see this. So you should know straight up this is warded. And if you're a mid laner, please communicate this. I mean, the Rise, there's no communication. We should know straight up that the Zoe warded it. Which means you know that they know where you are, which has got to play into your stratagems. Now, the Volibear on the other hand, because he hasn't shown, okay, you still don't know where he is, right? But as the Kha'Zix, but you know exactly where the Kha'Zix is as a Volibear. And what we're looking to do is a simple 3 camp into a gank on the bottom side. So the blue team's here protection really bugged me. Yeah, especially for the first clear, I agree. The first phase here really irritated me from a laner and jungle perspective. There was just no care given whatsoever and no respect given to this. Do you agree? I mean, this is so common. I mean, you know the guy didn't start with a leash, so he could have been anywhere. So either getting that early deep ward on a buff for either side as a team, or simply defending or putting it somewhere to get information would be great. I mean, here we got 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. You know? Nothing placed. We're dark. It's not good. So the fact that you're playing in a mobile, albeit very strong mage bot lane, press R champion, you know, this shouldn't be happening, really. It's just disrespectful. I don't know if the volley needed to flash, but we'll take it. Either way, this gives the Kha'Zix everything he needs, okay? So this is what we're going to focus on now. Kites the camp up. I don't see this enough in coaching. Kites the camp up, right? Throws out the W to pull the camp towards him. So, you know, like this. Wolves go up, blue comes down. I don't see it enough. You don't have to be master, you don't have to be, you don't have to be iron. Good. You can be whatever rank you want to be and you can do that. It's very simple. This is a good ward too. Because, and this is what I'm talking about. This ward is placed to respect a 4-5 camp clear into scuttle gank. And because she wants to push lane, if you're a laner that likes to do this and wants to trade and wants to go for those kills, let me move the volley down, sorry. Everything else is fine, right? Yeah. This is a good ward. This is very frustrating as a Kha'Zix. And he's got a no value whatsoever out of the early trinket ward. No value whatsoever out of his scanner because he didn't get one. So that kind of bugged me. Just something I was thinking about watching. I mean, you could hit this as well, but you know volley is 100% down there. So there's no real concern about a volley bear crash onto you at this point. So I mean, he gets vision there just in case the Aurelia is going down, but she's going back. So what's interesting for me here is the following. This part, okay? We talked about this on the coaching last week. Counter jungling, right? Bugged. Ha. You guys are funny. Yeah, it bugged me. It irritated, it vexed me. I had vexation. I was vexed. There you go. Should I use that instead? Huh? Okay. The thing is, you know 100% this guy 3 camps into bottom lane gank, uses his flash. You know that they saw you here. You know that the Aurelia most likely warded this, hence the respect ward. And you've done a 5 camp. Now, heading up here is interesting. Why do you think he would do this? Like, what's the purpose of going to this raptor camp? It's level 1. Okay? So this is a bit more valuable, but, you know, we're not exactly in the ganking, Krugs taking environment. This is very much direct line to the raptors. KFC. But the problem is, because you know the Volibear did 3 camps gank, and he goes up to the crab, right? There's only one place he could go afterwards, which would be the wolves. Okay? So he should go wolves, and if he doesn't have enough to buy, or he feels like the Kha'Zix is going to be counter jungling, he can simply rotate with the Zoe who's reset. You follow? As you can see. Right? Very straightforward. She resets, she rejoins the lane. He's doing this, gonna go up. This is a risky counter jungle. In theory. Just because of that. So this ward is good here. Very good ward. Big brain, exactly. And as he does this, the Volibear is showing up. He's already throwing the E over. Okay? Because they saw this guy go down, and he hasn't shown up anywhere else. So he either resets or he counter jungles. And that's a lot about the jungling tracking that I want to drive home to you. Oftentimes, it's just option 1 or option 2. And it's extrapolation. Every time someone shows on a ward or shows on the map, you can assess what they might have done to get there, and then what would their options be afterwards. And that's how the Volibear knows, okay, he's probably on my raptors. So now you gotta fight. So now you have to assess mechanically, 2v2, etc, etc. He's kiting up here. He has E to escape, but I'd be concerned about the Aurelia's back timing, but I don't think, yeah, she's not there yet. And now he's caught trying to rotate. So the Volibear is thinking, hey boy, free kills, okay? But the complete disrespect of the Kha'Zix. I mean, the Rise shouldn't have been caught, but we're able to grab a kill there for the Kha'Zix. So, just something I wanted you guys to think about in terms of early game, right? Hopefully that helps in terms of your early tracking and your decision making, because in the first 4 or 5 minutes, way too much we talk about it, and there's just this void of activity that processes the information of the enemy jungler. You're so concerned with yourself and what lanes you might want to gank that the enemy jungler's positioning in relation to what you want to do is not something you think about. So, I mean, it's good. It's bold of him to go back in here, but...
Good. Yes.
Look at the redemption. Random redemption. There you go. Don't overstay here. At the same time, this is the funny. Now, unfortunately, there's a top laner I would like to meme. But seeing as that top laner turned out to be not a good person, I'm not going to meme it. But, you know, like, I understand the desire to kill the Riven. We all understand the desire to kill solo queue Rivens and Yasuos and things like this. But come on, like, Aurelia, what? You're in the middle of a wave trading while you know the Kha'Zix is here. I mean, this is what infuriates people like the Volleyball. The Volleyball is just gonna be so annoyed. Boom, kill. You know? Big F. Like, I get it, but at the same time, it's not really worth it. Yeah. She TP's back in. Zoe is there as well. And now, again, no respect from the laners to what the Kha'Zix wants to do. And the Kha'Zix here is not exactly
Good.
super big brain jungling. Let me thank you guys as you join. Tryhard, Luke, Frank, Steeler, thank you guys for following. You know, I'm sort of highlighting that you can benefit greatly when laners and enemy junglers don't pay respects to your location. And that's how a lot of times you can get fed in low elo. Because look at this. Why would you assume that the Kha'Zix is just gone? You would never assume that. I mean, I would be very worried that he was still there, because he was reasonably high HP and resources. Also, we know straight up, the guy did a 5 camp into the counter jungle, into the loop top lane, so the only real logical camp for him to take that's level 1 is the Gromp. So, for me, this is a Pepe Hands dive. You know, 1 for 1 here, is it worth it? Time will tell. But if I'm Kha'Zix, I'm saying no, it's not, it's great for me. And now you can hold the wave. You see, just trying your best to CS it without pushing it. It's good. Very nice. 3-0. 3-0, and all he did was just make some decisions. Oops, excuse me. You know? He's... Exactly. Exactly. He's getting fed for free. But all he's doing is playing... I mean, he didn't make the best decisions. He was a bit lazy. The Volibear, the meantime, is basically just sequenced down into the counter jungling. And this is something else. This guy ganks top lane, takes Gromp, defends a dive, gets a kill, holds the wave. A lot of junglers in lower elo will simply just do this. Right? They'll just take the blue side camps and think, hey, I did good stuff. The Volibear, on the other hand, you know, the Nautilus has got a nice deep ward there. The Volibear slapped another control ward here. And these Raptors are level 4. These Krugs are going to be level 4. So he's getting a nice catch-up experience on the bottom side. It's not really catch-up experience, it's just weighted camps. You know? You gotta be careful how long you stay, though. Because this is pushed up, so... You know they have no Fs, no summoner spells. I think you can argue I'll do the Krugs, but I think it's a good idea to go gank bottom lane if you can, but... not if they're dead. The worst thing, and this happened to Twitch Rivals, we were talking about it. I was counter jungling the same thing here as Volibear, and the bottom lane was shoved and they disappear. And when they disappeared, you know, you're kind of thinking, well, are they collapsing on me? Is the enemy jungler collapsing on me? And you can't overstay your counter jungling. So this is unfortunate because he had a really nice gank bot, but they died 2v2. So such is life. And this guy's just gonna walk over wards. I think, right? What did I tell you always as good practice? If you walk into your jungle and
Good.
your camps are gone,
Yes.
or stuff is taken, you have to assume that wards were left behind the higher up you go. If you're diamond, especially so. We had a really good diamond coaching a couple months ago. That was funny. You guys remember that 15-minute control ward that just sat here? And it gave them 2 dragons, it gave them a herald, it gave them 3-1 fights, it gave them a bottom lane dive. All because the ward that never ends. Yeah, that one. All because he never walked by this bush. It's the same thing for the Kha'Zix here. I would always just walk by it. Hero ward. Yeah, the hero ward. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, okay.
Good.
So now you have Prio for the crab. I think it's interesting to want to do the dragon here. And a lot of people also try and force the dragon here. But does your bot lane want to do the dragon? Or do they want to go back to base and spend their gold? Because if you do the dragon and you get caught out, you know, the Lucian's going to show up with items over your bottom lane. And you don't win the fight. Do you have mid-prio? What if you die? You know, you lose all momentum. So sometimes it's okay to say, let's wait a second. Yeah, that was very funny. That ward is my kryptonite. I never go into the bush into mid-game. For me, it's not even this ward. Like, this ward isn't so bad. I feel like we could all randomly scan or walk over this. It's this ward. And we've seen pro players not check this bush. I love putting a ward here. It's so good, even if it's just a regular trinket ward. Or if I'm a supporter, a vision ward. You know, I like to put here and here, just vision wards, because if you have the prior to do that, it just gives me so much heads up in terms of, so much heads up. It gives me a lot of information about where the jungler is, but this is painful. This can really hurt you. The Kha'Zix here has to be careful, so let's see. Like, he evolves R. He's going, by the way, he's going Electrocute R evolve, so. This is interesting. So, hold up. Oopsie. Too far. Okay, watch this. So we see the Volibear go down and up, okay? And you know he's level 5, and you would have seen his mana resources would have been not too bad. What's interesting, though, is how long the volley hangs around. Because the Kha'Zix now is basically assuming that the Volibear most likely either would have done wolves already and gone back to base, or might be lazy backing. And I did a video on this. Jesus, when was this video? At least winter map, end of 2018? End of 2018. Where I was telling you guys it's Evelyn to punish lazy backs. And it's the same thing here. You see him do this, and you see this plant get hit. Now, at this point, could be Brand, could be Volley, you don't know his Kha'Zix, you have to be honest. This is an aggressive move. This is a very aggressive move. You know? But you can see the animations over the top here, which on the replay. You see this with the scanner. Level 5, no mana. Good night. But now you gotta get out. Actually, she didn't even notice. So he doesn't care. That's so unfortunate. But that's good. I mean, that's just a good read. Because what will happen is the volley will take stuff, drive by, take romp, take wolves, and go back. So the Kha'Zix here was perfectly timed to kill him. Mid lane is, yeah. Not my concern, buddy. Not my concern, buddy. And now you can sort of look to do the dragon. Now I think you should look to do it immediately. Because you would have seen the Zoe go back and the volley's dead. I think I just go straight to this. I don't even think you leave the river. So this for me is a bit of wasted time. And like, I know he wants to do this, but I feel like you could just do the dragon now. I don't feel like you need to do the red at this particular very second. Because now you also give it away, what you're doing, so. Like, I know you want the red for regeneration and stuff. I always like to think more about timing. But either way, you've got the counter jungling here. The volley has no choice but to go up. So at this point, you've got total control. Now, again, look at lanes. A lot of people get very concerned with this. But as soon as you see this guy, there we go, he shows, you know you've got complete freedom. You got complete freedom. Good hook, Nautilus. Very good hook. There we go. Exhaust. He gets the stacks. Walking around, so he kills the Karthus. He presses R and boom. Very nice. Yeah. So, dive mechanics aside, the decision is fine. Is my voice a bit more high-pitched? It shouldn't be. Did I turn up the treble by accident? Maybe. I didn't warm up. You know? I'm a bit tired. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I didn't change anything. But either way, the volleys, again, same thing, right? You see this happening, you're gonna go bot side, but unfortunately, the volleys misreads. He's down almost 20 CS. Yeah, the outplay button by the Karthus, yeah. Control warded again. Solo kill by the Riven. So for me, honestly, I think if I'm volley, right? I understand the desire to take this Gromp, but for me, it's more about the objective control. I think I would still like to red. Is he close to 6? Yeah, I would still probably try to red and Herald. You know, I don't think Riven's too concerned about it. What do you think? Like, I'm not so much concerned with the counter jungling. I know I lost my blue and I died in my jungle, but I'm not as concerned about this as the Herald. I don't know. I don't want to give it to Kha'Zix. Would be my thought process. But you also have this option too. But at the same time, your top laner doesn't have TP. Can you beat her 1v1? with your champion, whatever champion you may be playing. Because this wave's gonna crash. You don't want to tank all the damage from that, and it's Riven. And your top lane is not gonna be there for another 20 seconds. You know? So let's see. Smite, Q, gets stunned, gets his auto W, misses his ult, misses the E, misses it, cancels an auto, cancels the second auto, and runs away. Like, why? I mean, that's just bad mechanics. That's just bad mechanics, you know? And well played by the Riven, but she's so mobile. What are you gonna do about that? Is it okay to tank Grump and give Kha'Zix an XP rubber band? Well, at the point, the issue isn't so much giving him a rubber band. It's, that we see the Kha'Zix down here, knowing that it's sort of a pseudo-vertical jungling, right? Big brain, insane volleyball moment in the thumbnail. And we can just play this. Coaching fails, right? Coaching fails. Coaching fails. Hey, hear me out, hear me out. Coaching fails, but guess the elo. Right? We just need someone to keep track of the misplays, then we can stash them up in a replay on the, the video, and then you have to guess the MMR, yeah. But, I mean, you see, my whole point is the objective. You take 2 camps and you use all your spells, except for Flash, and now, you know, you've just given up so much. Like, what did you get for your time? I guess is the ultimate question, because
Good.
I don't think you were ever going to kill the Riven. And now you walked over all these wards into the red jungle back again. So it's not really a worthwhile venture. You're getting a lot of value here, though. There's a lot of value from these control wards. But, you know, in this case, the rubber band, it's not really, I mean, the term kind of is gone, right? When he goes back, it will be a much higher level camp. But if he was to sequence up directly now, he would be missing it. He would be missing it. So that would be experience in the moment that he has been denied, that he will gain a little bit back later on. But, you know, like if you take a level 6 camp, you get this much XP. When you take a level 8 camp, you get this much XP, for example. You know, instead of getting level 6 and level 8, he just gets level 8. So overall, it's less experience. You're still denying it. But if, for example, I saw this was at level 1, I don't think I would take it at this point. Not at 9 minutes. I would just... You could, if you had total control of the map, but there's a school of thought that says, hey, it's level 1, he hasn't taken his Grump, let him suffer. And, you know, enjoy your level 1 camp when you get up there. But depends on the game state. Problem is you got a pseudo-vertical jungle. The value, look at this. The value. Best ward, EU West 2020. I mean, you could have taken a Herald. You've got lane prio here too. So if you wanted to elevate the game state and really go with your Aurelia, you could do it in Master Tier, but at the same time, she's 1 and 3, so. And now because you were seen here, and Kha'Zix knows you did everything, he can just go and take your camps, which happen to be level 7, okay? So for Volley, the Wolf camp is huge because he's level 6. He's level 6, so the level 7 experience, very nice. He doesn't get catch-up XP like you used to, but at least it's more experience, right? So that's the number we look at. And also because from level 9 onwards, see how he kites the camp down? If you sit there and you do this, and he rotates in, you're dead. You know, maybe not dead, but you have to fight. Now he just gets to kite it and run away. And now you get to look at this.
Yes.
And now this guy knows, okay, there's no wolves. You know, I don't want to go into this camp because I've got these guys. And he's screwed. Volibir's screwed. Totally. Thank you for following. Thank you for following. Welcome to the stream. Don't want to be demonetized. Although, you know, not to discriminate, you can do it. You can love what you want, but I don't want to. I'm analyzing both, kind of. The Kha'Zix mostly. So here we go. All right, this is a big brain. Okay, wait. Single focus. There you go. Ult. Hits everything. E's out of the way. Gives a smite. Auto Q. Q auto as the CDR precedes it. Easy. How easy is this game? He didn't have to try. He just took a few simple reads. This guy's screwed now. I mean, what do you do here? He's got to go top lane with no ult. Okay, I'm curious. All in engage on the top lane. He's tanking the tower, oh baby. Okay, they should be able to kill that easily. Yeah, it's good. Hey! Hey, imagine if you had Herald, buddy boy. Imagine if you took it earlier instead of the Grump. Yeah. We could do stuff because they had 3 bot lane. I don't know. That earlier play for me was like a vortex. That was a complete vortex. Because she got no mana, and Riven has TP, which you should be timing in the elo. So, you know, instead of giving yourself 3 plates and a push to match, I feel like you're just getting nothing. I don't know. And the final thing I wanted to talk about, specifically in the Kha'Zix's case, which was very well played. Good instinct. Good instinct. Good dragon control there early. Recognizing the volley's wasting time top lane to clear your camps. Take his camps. 2 dives on the bottom lane. Simply getting fed in the early game by watching the flow of the map was really easy. Now you would say, right, a lot of times in the Korean stuff, we see them go straight for this Herald. But the point is, your Riven isn't up for 12 seconds. The Ryze is here with the Zoe down a level. Down in CS, 3-1-2-0-2-1. She's ahead 1,300 gold. It's probably warded because the Volibear had domain over the side, so you don't really want to just brute force into the Herald area. At the same time, if you have a level spike, like say your top lane's shoving here, right? Say your top lane is shoving, there's a 1v1, you want to dive it. It can be very good to make sure you have a strong level up. Like say you're level 10, and you're very close to level 11, you see in the bottom here, right? Do the wolves, get level 11, and now use your second tier ultimate. I see way too many people go for these dives. Level 9, level 10. Or level 10 specifically. And they could have been level 11 before they did it. And then someone lives. You know, it's just little things. But that's why he does these camps now. He gets to kite upwards. Okay? He gets level 9 from the Gromp. He can scan on the way from here to here. He doesn't hit the plant in case there's vision. He doesn't want to be revealing what his intentions are. And now you can go straight to this. The Volibear, on the other hand, is just lost. There's no point to it. This guy's, you know, he's trying to be Naguri combined with the Shy, combined with Kana is, you know, he's not all 3 combined, but he's 1/3 of each multiplied. If you get that, then you can put the big brain emote. Do the Herald? Good. I like it. I don't like what he's about to do, though. Because the volley does a good job of ganking. If you want to watch it, we can watch it quickly. Here we go. So while he's on the Herald, the Volibear knows he's probably on the Herald. So he goes and makes a play on the bottom lane. And what we said... Here we go. Well, that was an outplay. The point for the Volibear here, guys, if you are the volley situation, the message you take is get on the map. You're not going to catch up by farming. So don't think you can AFK farm. I mean, you're not Evelyn, you're Volibear. And even so, it's good to get on the map somehow. Forrest has also talked about this quite a bit for Kindred. You know? But I'm not sure I'm a fan of this. E flashes it. Gets stunned with the Irelia Z, which is nice. Flashes to get it, but yeah. You probably could have let the Riven... I mean, the Riven has her R up as well. The Riven should have tanked that final shot. And then you live, and then you can use it, and then you go. So, a little bit of patience. A little bit of patience from the Kha'Zix. Let the Riven do her thing. You know, let her take the shot, get her mobility up against her. She can Eon out of there with the shield. You can get the kill and activate the Herald. You both live. Turbo shove, and GG. So just a little patience on the execution there. But either way, solo play gold. Now, the secondary thing I want to talk about, finally, to that phase, is when you decide to dive top lane to get plates with the Herald, and there's a dragon spawning, you know, you're giving it up. Which, in this case, because it was a very late Herald, 12 minutes, you know, you'd have to... I'm not going to say there's a right or wrong answer necessarily to where you should use the Herald, but do realize that this is spawning. So if you want to go back, sort of decide which lane you want to use it, which lane is the best one to follow and things like that. But yeah, either way, I thought that was a really interesting game. A lot for you guys to learn. A lot for you guys to learn from the volleys case there. A nice play on the map into an objective. Good way to get back into the game because the dragon has catch-up XP. So I'm pretty sure, right? The dragons and heralds have catch-up XP. So that's a nice way to get back into the game. Very nice way to get back into the game. And for the Kha'Zigs, it was a really great way of reading the map, getting yourself ahead, and then basically forcing a pseudo-vertical jungling situation. But also a lot of mistakes, right? Not everything was perfect. But it's more about how you approach the game and things like that.